If we're right and companies continue to diversify their cash into something like Bitcoin and institutional investors start allocating 5% of their funds towards, I'll just say Bitcoin, we believe that the price will be tenfold. So Bitcoin specifically, we got involved when it was a $6 billion market cap, and here's Art Laffer again in my life and in Art's life. It was a $6 billion cap then, now it's over $1 trillion, but we were asking the question, this was 2015, could Bitcoin serve the three roles of money? And we came to the conclusion that it was possible. Art Laffer collaborated, he tore our original paper up, and as we were going through it, he said, this is the rules-based monetary system I've been waiting for since we left the gold exchange standard, 1971.
Right.
And I said to him, oh, how big could this be? And he said, well, how big is the US monetary base? And back then, remember, this is a $6 billion cap. Back then, it was a $4.5 trillion monetary base. Today, we're at $8.5 trillion, and Bitcoin's at $1 trillion. And that's just one of its roles. I think the most fascinating thing that's happening is in El Salvador. Have you heard? They deemed Bitcoin, the president, who tweets every day, deemed Bitcoin legal tender, sent a Chivo wallet to everyone in the population eligible, so 4 million. 3 million, it had $30 worth of Bitcoin in it. 3 million have downloaded it. Only 1.2 million in that country have a banking relationship. So this is the new bank, digital wallets, and it's going to be true in this country, it's going to be true around the world.
Right.
I think we are in a very strong bull market, It has overcome a doubling of interest rates, long-term interest rates in the first quarter, all of this tax talk, all of this strife, not bubbles. I can tell you, the way I know that is from the nature of the questioning that we get when we go into any meeting, retail or institutional.
Right.
It's much more about risks, very little about opportunity. That's not what happens during a bubble. But inflation, now we do have a differentiated point of view there. Art Laffer is my mentor. We did an interview, yes. And so I've always had to, as part of my portfolio management perspective, I've always had to have an understanding of the economic backdrop. Janison, Henry Kaufman, Al Wojtlauer, Gary, doctors doom and gloom. No, doctors doom and death. So, and that's where I learned about, wow, if everyone is going in that direction, and back then it was inflation and interest rates are embedded in the system at a double-digit rate. This is the early 80s.
Right.
And someone dares to go the opposite way after those who had gone the opposite way had been bludgeoned with higher interest rates and higher inflation. So this was timing. There's a lot of money to be made. If we're right and companies continue to diversify their cash into something like Bitcoin, and institutional investors start allocating 5% of their funds towards, I'll just say Bitcoin for right now, because we did that, we framed it for Bitcoin, could be for other cryptos as well. We believe that the price will be tenfold of where it is today. So instead of 45,000, over 500,000. I think regulators, our working assumption from the beginning was that, and this was based on meeting with them, meeting regulators, both state and local and federal, was that no regulator wanted to be blamed from preventing the next big technology breakthrough to happen in the US. And that has proven true. Now we've got Chairman Gary Gensler. I'm really happy he understands crypto and understands the merits of Bitcoin in particular. He is a regulator though, and he's a hardcore regulator. What Coinbase did, I mean, I was shocked when I saw Wells notice, are you kidding? They haven't even released the product. Like, what is this? And I think what that Wells notice is doing, it's a call out by regulators saying, we got to discuss this stuff because this is happening very quickly. And I think we are going to bring courts into the system. This happened in Canada. A company called 3iQ sued the regulator there and won in court. So they were able to issue Bitcoin ETFs and closed-end funds, and Ether as well. So I am beginning to think that Coinbase doesn't mind this at all. And if you saw the stock reaction, it hardly budged.